Joining us now is one of the architects of the $908 billion stimulus compromise, Louisiana Republican Senator Dr. Bill Cassidy. Thanks so much for your time tonight, Senator. Now, we learned yesterday that Majority Leader McConnell and Speaker Pelosi spoke for the first time since the election, and you and three of the Republicans responsible for this deal met with McConnell as well. Take us inside that meeting. I mean, McConnell is known for his poker face, but how did you read his reaction? Do you think that we'll have a deal by the end of the year?
One thing he acknowledged is that the effort we've made has really moved the negotiations forward. And it's, if you will, organic from the American people expressing the need, and then an organic set of legislators on both parties and both chambers of the Senate, of the House and the Senate, coming together. That has moved Speaker Pelosi and Chuck Schumer to a more reasonable place. I think it's moved our Republican caucus to a more reasonable place, if by reasonable we define it as something which is acceptable to both and can pass. And Leader McConnell acknowledged that.
And have you talked to President Trump or anyone at the White House? And if the president does come out in support of this bill, would that fast track this right to the finish line?
You know, he all but came out in support of it when he said he would sign a $908 billion bill. There's only one $908 billion bill. That's ours. So he backtracked a little bit, but I believe we know where he is now. The president will sign it. Now we just have to finish the kind of nitty-gritty negotiations that we just spent 4 or 5 hours on today doing. And then it will have another session over the weekend to get a little bit more built out from the framework to make sure that we can still have that agreement that we know we need.
Now, yesterday, President-elect Biden said that he'd like to ask all Americans to wear a mask for his first 100 days, not permanent, just 100 days. Would you support this and encourage your colleagues and constituents to do the same?
I'd ask him to put a little nuance into it. The reason that people kind of reject the advice sometimes is, do you mean when I'm walking on the beach and there's a 10-mile-per-hour breeze and I'm getting a dirty look because I'm not wearing a mask even though I'm 10 feet away from folks? I think the American people have to be credited with the common sense. If I'm in a restaurant, I'm not eating. A bar, an airplane, absolutely. If I'm in my own home, no. If I'm outside, no. That's not what CDC recommends. So I'd like to have a little nuance so the American people don't feel like their intelligence is not being respected.
Now, former Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton have all said that they will get vaccinated publicly if it encourages Americans to take the vaccine. You're a doctor. Would you also get vaccinated, and would you do it in public?
Absolutely. I'll just say that I've already been infected, which probably means I'm immune. But if taking a shot on the television show with the broadest coverage would make a point, sign me up. This is how we get out of this mess, and this is how we save lives.
So we might invite you to come back and do that for us. Now, certainly within days, the first doses could be going out. Do you know how quickly that you and your colleagues in the Senate and the House would receive the vaccine?
Well, the first tranche is going to healthcare providers as well as those in nursing homes, as it should. The second tranche should be risk-based, teachers, first responders, and those who might be above a certain age. I hate to say it, most members of Congress and the Senate are above a certain age, so we may qualify on risk, but it should be risk-based. I don't think senators should get any special consideration beyond that being risk-based.
Now, if you will humor me here, just a few kind of rapid-fire yes or no questions. On the National Defense Authorization Act, are you confident it will have enough support to override a presidential veto?
I don't know that.
Do you agree with Attorney General Bill Barr's assessment that there has been no widespread fraud that would change the outcome of the election?
He's looked at the facts. I can only trust what he says. I've not personally investigated, but I've already said that, it looks like Mr. Biden has won.
Do you plan to attend President-elect Biden's inauguration, and would you urge the president to do the same?
Well, first, I don't know how it's going to be structured. But I will attend, absolutely, if it's not virtual. I attend every presidential. Why wouldn't you? And yes, if it's safe, I would certainly encourage President Trump to do so. Yes.
Do you think that President-elect Biden's cabinet deserves quick nomination hearings, especially those who will be taking jobs to help end this pandemic?
Yes, but that's not to say that it still has to have advice and consent. But yes, we should consider them quickly.
And lastly, can you name just several issues that you might commit to working with the incoming administration on in order to help ease some of the struggles for so many Americans?
So I've already been working with, I have bipartisan bills, which I've either sponsored or co-sponsored on surprise medical billing, on how do we lower the cost of prescription drugs, how do we get the economy going again. I've talked about an infrastructure package. I think there's a lot of bipartisan support on that. Has been in the past, will be in the future. I've been there and will be there.
Senator Bill Cassidy, we thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.